So let's move ahead with the another helper. Now another helper is nothing but a barrier. So just like we have guideline, and the guideline never moves its position, right? So just like that, barrier is also the same type, but it moves the position. It moves the position. So for example, if this is the text view, if the width of this text view is growing, then this guideline will not move, and the text view will also not increase its size bigger or more than the limits we have set. So this is the left limit, this is the right limit. Okay, no matter what size you give, the size of this width or of this text view will be the same, right? Or it will not go out of bounds. And even if goes out of bounds, the guideline, it will stay here only, because the position of guideline is static. But for barrier, the scene is different. For barrier, the scene is different. Now I will show you what is the scene with the barrier. So let me add one barrier. I will right click on the view, I will go to helper, and I will add horizontal barrier. Okay, so instead of this horizontal guideline, I will add horizontal barrier. Okay, so let me delete this guideline. Okay, now I don't have any guideline there, but I have one barrier. So let me take it out because it is inserted at the wrong position and wrong hierarchy. Okay, so I have barrier. Okay, let me take this barrier to a position where I need it. Okay, and now since I have put this barrier, now I will have to attach some views to the barrier, because this barrier will be attached to some views and then it will act according to that view, or it will move according to that views. Okay, so here what I want to do is, if this blue color section or this blue layout is expanded, then below that my text view should come. Text view of what? This guideline 1, guideline 2, they are currently here right now. Okay, so here they should come. Okay, so now I will add one reference ID. So what ID I need to add? The ID of that layout. Which layout? This layout. So here I need to assign some ID first to this blue layout, which is our profile layout, and I will write layout 1. Okay, name as layout 1, and I will add this reference ID here, layout 1. Now this barrier is attached to reference ID layout 1. Okay, now see, these views are here also, right? But first what I need to do, I need to align this text view below that barrier. So I have added top to bottom of barrier 2. Okay, so once I add this, automatically others will also be aligned, because all these buttons are aligned to each other. So I am only changing the alignment of the top button. So once I change alignment of that button, automatically others will be aligned. Now you see, these buttons are here. However, what we want, our buttons we want here. Okay, so this barrier direction, how does it works? If you put a reference ID and you have 4 edges of that view, left, right, top, down. Now to which edge you want to connect that barrier? So right now it is top, that is why it is connected with the top of that edge. If I write bottom, See, if I write bottom, it will go to the bottom. See, this view is updated. It will go to the bottom. So your barrier is here now. Okay. Now, as I told you, guideline will not move, but the barrier will move. Okay. Some spelling mistake is here. Now you see, guideline will not move, but the barrier will move. Now if you see, your barrier has moved up, but your view is not visible, right? Okay, so for that, why it is not visible? Because my height is match parent. If I write my height to 150 dp, you see, text view, they have come down. After that, my view is also visible. Now suppose if I change this to 250, you see the difference. Everything is there, but the text has moved. So why? This is because of this barrier. Barrier has moved. Here I can do one thing. I can use guideline also, and I can move that guideline. I can use percentage to move that guideline, or I can use dp from top or bottom to move that guideline. So that is also one way, but barrier is also one way. But see, what is the difference then? Why these two things are present into Android Studio? Why they have given two things? So the reason behind this is, barrier is used according to your requirement. So for example, suppose you have this image here and your name, or what you say, your text view. Okay, right now it is in one line only, but if you have got some information where your text view is going for 2 lines or 3 lines or 4 lines, so your guideline, it will not move. For example, if your guideline is right exactly here, okay, so let's just change the size of height of this thing, and let's assume that it is your guideline. Okay, so see, this is the height, and if I change height, okay, see, like this. Now assume that this is your guideline. If I put some content into this text view which is going for 2 or 3 lines, then it will not show. It will hide that content because it will get hidden. It will go out of scope, right? Why? Because this is your guideline and it is not moving. It is not going to move, right? But if you use barrier, it will move down and it will adjust your content here. So no matter what size or what height or whatever sizing you use for your text view or image view or any widget, according to requirement you have to use guideline or barrier. Okay, so this is how the barriers are used.